Hi everyone, it's Roger here from What's on DisneyPlus.com. A quick news update for you guys on 2 Disney Plus original series that have been cancelled. But before we go any further, make sure you do hit that subscribe button to keep up with the latest Disney Plus news. We got some pretty bad news regarding 2 British Disney Plus original series, Extraordinary and Shardlake, both of which will not be returning for new seasons. This was confirmed by Variety, and this is another kind of nail in the coffin of these international originals, as we're really starting to see Disney really pulling back on how much content they're making, not just in the US, but it's also impacting around the world. So Extraordinary ran for 2 seasons. The last season came out about this time last year, so it's been nearly a year since that second season came out. Now with the first one, they actually put out an announcement regarding the second season within weeks, and filming had already started. Essentially, it looks like they'd already committed to season 2 before season 1 even aired. And I'm not surprised, because the first season of Extraordinary was really good. I loved it. I thought it was a fantastic series. Kind of a mix between the Derry Girls and the boys. Loved it. The second season wasn't as good, but it did end on a cliffhanger, which unfortunately we're never going to find out what happened. She went into a portal. She kind of said she was fine, but we don't know what happened next. But yes, it's disappointing, but in some ways I see why Extraordinary probably didn't click. I mean, I love the whole kind of the British humour to it. It made it feel a little bit unique. But we have seen generally with superhero fatigue across the whole industry, and they want less. There's just too much superhero stuff. There wasn't, yes, it was a British comedy and there was elements to it that were very unique. But at the same time, we have seen so many sort of superhero shows over the years that it's kind of been a little bit overdone. And I could see why maybe the viewership wasn't good enough for this show, because it was also on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus in the United States. So it looks like they decided not to move forward. The other show that's been cancelled is Shardlake. That came out last summer. Had 4 episodes. Had some big cast in there, with Sean Bean. But it doesn't look like it pulled in enough audience to pull in more viewers to be worthwhile doing. I'm not going to lie. See, Extraordinary, I'd have loved the 3rd season. I'd have loved that. Shardlake, I didn't make it through season 1. I think I watched episode 1, maybe a little bit of episode 2, and got a little bit bored and forgot that I was watching it. Actually, it was only a few months ago. I was flicking through my watch list and go, oh, Shardlake, we didn't finish it. I was like, do I want to finish it? No, it's been that long, couldn't remember what happened. And that, to me, is not a good sign. It's like, if I have, not watched it, that's, for me, for a Disney Plus original, it's generally not a good sign for me. If I've not, had that inclination to go back and watch it, nobody really talking about the show, nothing really popping off, and I think generally, again, if the shows aren't doing very well, they aren't going to be coming back, and they have to do well, not just here in the UK, but they also have to do well in other countries and around the world. I'm surprised with both of these shows, especially Extraordinary, because they did actually license it out to ITV here in the UK, which is the big public broadcaster. So it did have an extra bit of revenue coming in, which I think might help that show not get deleted, because we know what Disney are like with these kind of removals. Shardlake and that Extraordinary, they could just one day just be gone from Disney Plus. Might not happen. I'm not saying it will, but let's be honest, how Disney has acted in the past does indicate that they could do this. Not saying it will do, but if you haven't watched them, might want to get them watched now before you can't do it. So whether or not, I don't know if they're going to license these out, maybe to BBC, ITV, etc., to try and get some extra revenue rather than deleting it. I'd rather they did that. But also just continues to show this problem that Disney have with these international originals of trying to find a home for it, trying to find audience. People aren't watching things in the same way, and these expensive dramas, are people watching them? Now, Disney does have to make a certain amount of originals, and so therefore they're continuing to do so, but maybe big, expensive shows, I don't know, we're going to have to see. And we've got 1,000 Blows coming up next month, so that one's obviously going to be a next big big series for Disney. Are we just going to see less, or did just Shardlake and Extraordinary just not quite click, and therefore they want to invest some money in some other shows? We don't really know. There was a statement from Disney regarding the cancellation. They said Disney Plus original Extraordinary will not be returning for a 3rd season on the service. We're so proud of the hilarious award-winning series that brought to life the incredibly talented British and Irish cast and crew. Our production partners at Sid Gentle Films and the exceptional writing talents of Emma Morgan. Disney Plus original Shardlake will also not be returning for a second season on the service. We'd like to thank Stephen, who adapted the late C.J. Sampson's beloved novel for the screen, the entire cast, led by our outstanding Arthur Hughes and crew, and our production partners The Forge and Runaway Fridge. We hope to work with many of our partners across these shows again in the future. So again, the statement really very much along the lines of, we like what we did, we would like to work with them again, but yeah, they're not going to be returning. So it's a shame, but let me know what you think of this. Is this a good thing, a bad thing? Did you watch the shows? What do you think about them not returning? Love to hear your thoughts on this in the comments below. Go check us out over at whatsondisneyplus.com. Like, follow, and subscribe, and I shall see you guys soon. Laters.